Okay. Now, for every single startup that you see out there, it starts with a founder. It starts with the individual who sees a problem and a potential solution to it. That is the genesis. Why is that important? It's important because you can't solve a problem bigger than you can see.
So,
Do we agree?
yes, of course, I do
Okay.
agree.
So when you see the solution, it's a construct of your life's view of the problem. And you see a solution that has a commercial opportunity. Why? Because you see value being created for which people are prepared to exchange money. You see that in your mind's eye. So I call that a vision because you can see the future, yes, as you would want it to be, but it's still the future. You're not looking at today. You're looking at what could be. That is what the vision is. And the more vivid, the more descriptive, okay, the more comprehensive it is, the better you are able to convince other people of its possibility. Are you with me so far?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay. I'm telling you that honestly, if we guys come together, you know, those big contracts they're talking about, we as a unit, we can actually pitch for it and we will win it. And because I know what I'm doing, you know what you're doing, we break it up and we do it. And collectively, we make money. Uh, did I just describe DNT's vision or not?
Yes, it is, sir. Yeah,
Are you with me?
yes, sir.
So that's where it starts. All of them, it starts there. So we all agree there's a founder, there's a vision, there's a problem, and there's a solution. Let's park it because that's all still where? In the mind's eye, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, how does it become money? Well, it's very simple. First, we talk about the product, Abby, something you are going to sell, Abby, and people you
Yes,
are
sir.
going to sell it to. That's what everybody talks about. And then we talk about how you are going to make money from that process. Have I lost you so far? So we've
Yeah,
agreed we're going to talk about the product, the customer, okay, and the revenue we make.
yes, sir.
That's what everybody talks about. But TD says, back up, guys, slow down. There's actually a structure to all of this that you guys don't see. If you get it, then you'll understand. That's the story we want to tell. All right. What is this structure, Mr. TD, today? Well, we used to call it poem. Actually, it started as poet. There's a bit of history. I used to be a partner at Ernst & Young in the UK, in the .com. We created this model. And over the last 10, 15 years, I have refined the model based on my experiences with African startups. So it's now called Poem. Oh, by the way, it used to be called Poem. It's now called Poem Plus I because it's evolving as I learn more and understand more. So poem. Are you going to say, oh, if you can keep your head when those around you are losing theirs and blaming it on you? No, not that kind of poem. It's an acronym. Okay. So what's the acronym stands for? It says that your vision manifests in this physical world as a proposition. Okay. What's a proposition? Well, it's just your product that you're offering to the customers in a particular market. Abby? So it's a promise
Yes, sir.
that is delivered by an organization. What's an organization? Well, it's all the people, the way they do things, that's their processes. And of course, in today's world, the technology that helps them to get that done. That's what we call the organization that delivers that proposition. So that's what we talk about is an organization delivering a proposition. Okay, so that's the P and the O. And then the way we measure it, okay, is we look at the economics of it all. What do we mean by the economics? Well, first is the story of money. It starts by you accumulating what we call capital, whether it's from friends, from family, from angel investor, from venture capital. Eventually, you acquire capital, right? What do you do with the capital? You remember that product you are going to deliver to the customers, because that is what we're going to do. We're going to build that product, and I'll come back to that in a minute, and then we'll sell it to them, right? But to do that, we're going to do all these activities, logistics, customer relations, all these activities burn money, so they cost expenses. Abi, you have to pay salary now. You buy fuel, there's airtime. All those expenses, you are incurring them, burning the capital. Why? So that you can generate revenue. Because everybody in the business, that's the purpose of the organization, is to deliver the product so we can generate revenue. Why do we want to generate revenue? Well, first of all, so that we can meet our expenses. And when the revenue we're making actually meets our expenses, we call it break even. They broke even, they're now in profitability. Sometimes it takes 3 to 5, some people 7 years to get there. Uber is still not yet there yet, but let's pack that story. Why do you want profitability? Well, remember you started with capital, right? That profitability, after you pay government and everybody, so that you can return the capital. That's why investors came on board in the first place. Is I give you 1, you give me 2 or 3 back. So that's the journey. That journey, that economic journey, is what we measure by milestones, which is the M. What are those milestones? Remember, you start with capital and just you and your friends and everything else, how you begin. Where was revenue that time? It was at 0. Abi?
Yes, sir.
Milestone number 1 is customer number 1. Are you with me? That's when you know you have your minimum viable product, your first customer, and revenue. So that's, we agree. You can't debate it. Is, do you have customer or not? Grammar, forget the grammar. And our product will do, and it's going to be the best. We know what your product can and will do. Do you have customer? Straight answer, milestone 1. Abi? So, you start to go, yes, we've got customers, we're making money, we're doing everything, it's fantastic. Oh boy, have you broken even? You say yes or no question. There's no grammar to it. Milestone number 2. Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are broken even when we're profitable and we're this thing and we're going to capture the moon and everything. Where are you on the capital that started the company? Has it been returned? You say yes or no question. 3 milestones, ABC. In between, you're raising money to get there. So while you are doing all of that, what are you doing? Well, the first is, let's look at those milestones. You have achievements. Yes, we've got our first developer who's starting to build. Oh, we've won our first contract. You won a first, but you still haven't delivered it. It's after you deliver it and you get paid your first revenue. Are you with me? That's an achievement. But to do that, we need sponsor and we need somebody who's going to do reference. We need this. Those are the challenges. Immediately you get your first customer. Can you see that your target now is to say, how can we get big enough to break even? So that becomes the target. So that's what I call the acts, the achievements, the challenges along the way, and the targets that get you through that journey from when you raise your first capital to when you return it to the investors. By having an organization of people using certain processes and technologies to actually deliver your product to a set of customers in a market that is specified. And if you can understand that structure, okay, and the fact that you deploy capital into expenses to get revenue, then you've got the POEM framework. And by the way, what we then added, it says, well, economic measures are fine. All of us understand money. But lately, our planet is in threat. So we've got to measure one more thing, and that's impact. How many people does this company really employ? Are there any women in the executive team? Are they using renewables? So that is why, in addition to capital, expenses, and revenue, we added impact as a measure. Any questions?
None for now.
Okay, let me stop the recording.